This conference will now be recorded.
Being 7:01, October 5th, 2022, we'll bring the Tilton Budget Committee to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, August 10th minutes. All right, I know I went over those somewhere.
Oh, Jesus. At least it wasn't me.
I move we accept the Tilton Budget Committee meetings of August 10th, 2022.
Second.
Any discussion? Everybody done? Look on them all.
Judy and I were absent, so
Pardon me?
Judy and I were absent.
Okay, yeah, right,
We also weren't here.
right. That's
As
true.
was I.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? It's like the ayes have it. Two of
I
them.
abstained.
Yes, Jeff.
Present.
We have three abstentions, 2 votes.
2 ayes and 3 abstentions.
Yeah.
It didn't pass.
It's not legit. You need a quorum.
Well,
Try again next month.
But just
we
because
have
you weren't,
abstentions, so I mean, we've had a quorum
had-
voting,
you had a quorum
but
voting.
we don't,
but you
we have
didn't
a
have a-
majority of the quorum did
Right.
pass it,
That's right.
yeah, so.
Can we vote in favor if we weren't here?
Yes,
Are you sure?
of course you can. Read
Okay,
91A.
then take a new vote.
Okay, we'll take a new
Make a
vote.
motion to revote.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll second.
Deb made a motion to revote on the August 10th minutes. I'll second. All those in favor of accepting the August 10th minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
There we go.
You just, so if you weren't here, you wouldn't be
The aye has
expected to change the content, but you certainly can change spelling and grammar, and
Sure.
Well,
That
I
kind of
was
stuff.
raised that you just abstain.
a lot of people do. It makes me crazy, quite frankly. But
Okay,
Is that the only thing that makes you crazy?
no,
so
Okay, just
tonight,
checking.
Let's
don't
get
make
that-
me go through the list.
Please, let's do it. So we'll hit on them each meeting, a few of them.
has anybody been able to go through the packets we have of the outside agencies? I've skimmed them.
I've skimmed
Skim
them.
them.
That's what
Yeah.
I'll commit to.
Well, I mean, that's as long as you know what we have. And Lisa, we haven't heard from anybody yet, or?
Well, I asked a couple about tonight, and then I asked if there were other dates, so I didn't hear back yet. But
Old Home Day.
Usually,
Since
yeah,
you're here.
there's that, but usually, I'll give them a list of dates to choose from, but I don't really know how, like, I only need the next date. So. Then
Okay.
we would
Old Home Day is
discuss-
prepared to go forward.
Okay, well, let's,
Take her off tonight?
we'll do Old Home Day then. And then we'll need to set up dates that other people can plug into.
I'm going over here to be official. Right?
We have Deb Shepherd presenting Tilton Northfield Old Home Day budget.
Representing Tilton Northfield.
Yes,
Okay. So you all have a packet, right?
yes.
So we're asking for the same amount as every year, $3,000, even though we have upped our fireworks cost has gone from 6,500 to 7,500.
Mhm.
And we had to do that because of inflation if we wanted to keep the same show. Even though we had a contract, they offered it to us. Otherwise, they would have cut minutes off of the show. So
Who is doing the fire?
Atlas.
Atlas, okay.
Yeah. We had a 3-year contract with them that got extended and extended because we didn't have a show in 20 and
Mhm.
21. So they honored the same price, but they would have had to take minutes off. So that's why we voted as a board to go up to 75. So you can see we came into the year with $88,117. On the revenue sheet, you can see all the money we took in from each town and from booths and chicken barbecue. And so our booths were up, but our food sales were down. And that's because we had more food trucks. So our sales went down, but our booth money went up.
Okay.
So we're going to readjust next year and buy less chicken, buy less food, just because we had a lot left over. We ended up selling a lot to Joe Jessman, who then went and used it for the concerts. So we shared with him, but we did take a loss on chicken and
Mhm.
food this year. What we did do, if you look under expenses, we took this opportunity to get some things that we've been needing. So we ended up buying 6 more picnic tables, because even if we go back to the Pines, which we don't know if we are going to be able to, we don't know if it's going to be ready. But even if we go back to the Pines, we've always been short on picnic tables.
Mhm.
And what we've been doing is buying those folding ones from Home Depot,
Okay.
because they fit in our trailer, because we can fold them up when we're done with them. And we bought some a few years ago. If anybody wants to, I thought I had a picture of them, but I might not. They just fold flat, but they're metal and they're very durable.
Mhm.
So we bought 5 a couple years ago. We bought 6 more. Because if we stay at the Tilton school, which is our fallback plan again, we need picnic tables.
So when they fold out their seats?
They're they're just like a regular picnic table,
Okay,
but when you fold them, they fold up
They-
flat so we can
yeah.
store them.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. They went up significant. Last time we bought them, they were like $225, and now when we bought them, they were like $265 or $269, but it's like everything else. So we did buy those, which you'll see under our expenses. We reinvested some money back into Old Home Day. We also had to buy some chicken barbecue equipment. We needed some, some of the mitts and some of the
New
the
awning.
sprayer thing. We have not bought the awning yet. The awning is here as a possibility.
Mhm.
Again, that is contingent on where we have it. If we go back to the Pines, they have talked about building a bigger wooden structure that we would put all the picnic tables under for the chicken barbecue, and people would also use it for events.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But if we don't go back there, we're going to need an awning, because our awning is falling apart. So that's contingent on our location. So potentially we could be spending another, we guessed 1,800. We haven't priced them out. The last time we looked, they were about 1,300, but that was like 2 years ago. So that's a potential. So right now we have an end of balance of under 6,500. It's not a huge balance. So we're asking the town to consider keeping the donation the same.
How's the turnout this year at Tilton School?
I think it was maybe a little less
Not
than
much shade over there.
pre-COVID. No, there wasn't. We had a lot of people came through,
Mhm.
but a lot of people didn't stay.
Okay.
Like they walked through, they bought something to eat, they
Mhm.
hung out for half an hour, and then they left because it was so hot.
Now, were you having horse pulls or anything?
We did not do a horse
No.
pull this year.
Yeah,
And again, depending on our location,
right.
there's been some talk, if we're back at the prep school again, maybe talking to the senior center to see if we could run a shuttle bus
Mhm.
back and forth so people could go to the horse pull and then come back over for the day's events. Like we would open the gate at the far end on the corner by Park and Go. There's a gate there. And maybe if people walked back and forth, or we could shuttle people back and forth, I don't know. It really depends. The horse pull is not something we want to give up, but it's also diminished over the years. So we'd like to keep it, but we need participation too. So
What are the odds that you're gonna be back at the,
we have no idea.
I mean, they haven't hydro seeded over there yet, so it's, you're done being able to grow really for this year.
We have no idea. The Parks Commission over there is in charge of the park renovations. Jen is going to represent us in front of the Northfield board And she's going to ask that question. Can you let us know by March 1st? And if not, we're going to have our fallback plan. I don't know. I have no,
Who is the park commission?
it's Scott Haskin, Jen Tupek. There's some Northfield residents that
Yeah,
are
okay.
trying to raise the money to do the park.
Don't they want to raise like 8,000?
They want to raise a lot and they haven't raised, I mean, the little red thing hasn't moved. So
I
I
saw,
don't,
I saw a post online said $8,000 in their $100,000 goal.
I don't think Northfield has budgeted any in their town budget.
I don't think they will.
So I don't know. If it's still where it is now, maybe they'll let us have it. I don't know. I honestly don't even want to venture to guess. I'm thankful we have a backup plan. So. And the Tilton School was amazing to us. They gave us, they treated us very well. So we're asking for the same 3,000.
Great. It's always a great event as far as I'm concerned, so.
Did Northfield fund it last year?
Yes.
Or this year?
Yes. They did fund it, but they didn't want to give us a check until July. So Jen went back in because they only cut checks July and December apparently. But Jen went in and talked to them and explained to them that our event is in June and we need the funding before the event so we can pay for things. As you can see, we had revenues about almost 13,000 and that's minus the 6. So we raised as a committee of like 6 people, we raised like $7,000. So we work hard at it. And then I had expenses of over 14. So if the whole day's event is like a $12,000 or $13,000 event. So the 6,000 does not come anywhere close to funding the event.
All right.
Has there ever been any consideration of sponsorships with some of the local businesses?
The problem is the local businesses get hit up by everybody. We send out letters and we raised about almost 2,800 in donations. We send out letters and we have the regulars who donate. Grapponi always gives us like $250 every year because my husband puts in for it as an employee. All he has to do is take some pictures and send them to him and they put it on their website. But there's some businesses that give every year. But, we only have 6 or 8 people doing it. So it's hard to.
How many letters do you send out these days?
We send out about 150,
Yeah.
160.
Yeah, that's.
We have a little spreadsheet we use. So, I mean, the response is pretty good. And then the rest is in sales, between our food sales and our booth sales, we raise the rest of the money. Our goal is hopefully to get to the point where we have more food selections so we can do less. Like maybe we don't do the hamburgers and hot dogs, but we're going to keep doing the chicken barbecue because that's Old Home Day.
Yeah, that's good. And you used to have a road race, but
That was not us. That was under the DARE program. The police department did that.
Okay.
There is some talk. There's been some interest of bringing back a road race,
Sure.
but we would have to find somebody else to do that.
Right.
We don't have the bandwidth.
Okay, yeah.
Be looking for more volunteers?
Yeah, always looking for more volunteers. Barb Krause had mentioned a road race, so we were going to have her come in and meet with us and see something she wants to organize.
Yeah.
But we,
Sure.
That's not me this time. But anyway, so that's Old Home Day. Nothing really changes. It's the same thing all the time, but it's good.
Thank you. We'll take it under consideration.
Thank you. I'm going back to my seat.
So does the committee want to meet every week or every other week? Depending on who we can get to come in.
My Wednesdays are open now.
Okay. How is everybody else situated? Is Wednesday's good?
Wednesday's okay. Next Wednesday is not, but
No. I think last year, did we meet every other week?
I think we did.
I think until we got to November and then we started meeting every
No, I had
week.
to meet.
Yeah. So this month we have, let's see, 12th, 19th, 26th.
12th doesn't work for Judy.
You're right, no Judy.
No,
Okay.
Judy. So let's do
So-
it on the 19th.
Maybe the 19th to see who, if we can get anybody
We
to,
had 1019 talked about last week. And we were just talking about it.
okay.
And we need some more dates, so
every 2 weeks.
And then, what was the first in November? Is that, what date is that?
November 2nd.
Second? Okay, so we'll pencil that in too. And then the next one, how many do we want to handle a night? Do you want to have a 2-hour session or a 1 hour or?
If we're gonna come, why don't we just do 2 hours and
Yeah.
get it done?
Okay, so
Have
we
less.
could do 4 or 5.
But we need to have Lockmere Water come in and not wait till the last minute. I mean, we need to make him know the expectation is we want him to come in, right?
Oh, we need to give them a date
Right.
There you go.
I think
and make them understand that
That's
we
their
It's not
need their
optional.
budget, not their, what they're gonna supply Department of Revenue, not their municipal service form. We actually need their budget. Because we could change it if we,
Did you talk to Paul Boudreau last year
I did, but I didn't get a very good response.
or? Right.
So Tim called him.
Okay, you're
And
right.
Scott was supposed to be reaching out to him this year.
Okay.
Last time we had a meeting, he was gonna reach out to him.
Let's schedule him for like the first one in November, because then we'll have November to really rein him in if we have to. Do
Okay,
you know what I mean? Because he may not show up.
okay, sure. Let's see if we can get some kind of response for November 2nd for him.
And then you have
And then,
just 6 of them, well, 7 of them, and then
yeah, we have how many?
you have 7.
7. So if we put
Does that include?
4
Oklahoma?
on the 19th and,
Yeah, so it's 5 right now, but there's another one coming, but
and 4 on, 4 and 4 on November 2nd, including Lockmere. And that would leave us, we could just open up the rest of November depending on what happens with those. If people can't show up, we just have to start meeting every week.
do you want to schedule 11:30 also, just to have that? So I'll put a schedule out to all of you guys too.
Okay, so 11, 19, and what was that?
11:16, and then the next week is Thanksgiving week, and then the following will be the 30th.
Okay. All right, let's do, so we've got October 19th, November 2nd, 16th, and 30th.
That'll work.
All right, great.
Has the due date already passed for them to get them in?
Yes.
And then I'm sure Tim will be able to give us, he's going to give us,
Town budget?
yeah, summaries on a regular basis. So anybody have any issues with the one he gave us?
No.
Nope.
No.
issues with what?
The summary that we got from Tim. I went over it. I didn't see anything that I could.
I got my
Find any
slashing pen out.
problems.
I said, I got my slashing pen out, but
Huh?
he did a nice job in presenting it. It's a nice format.
Yeah.
Get your red pen out, Catherine. Red pen?
Slashing. Slash, slash.
And all the encumbrance stuff was stuff that had been on the last budget that is coming into effect now. Is that right? cruiser and the sidewalk machine. All those are previously,
I didn't get that, so.
you didn't get one of these from Tim? Got any extras?
I have one.
You know, when you look at the encumbrances, it's over $100,000 worth of encumbrances,
Right, we have the car
which means that
Tahoe.
budget,
cruiser for
Right.
70,000.
a lot of money in it that was just floating around. Had a lot of fluff.
Yeah, that was, and the sidewalk machine, those are the most of it. But,
Well, that new cruiser,
the cruiser was 70, and the sidewalk machine was 45.
right? I said it's over 100,000. That doesn't include all the little ones.
And there's
It's
just the Island Bridge and the
6,800 for Park Island.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure what they did because they certainly hasn't been maintained.
Well, I think that's going towards grants and stuff, right, for the bridge?
Well, the charrette was budgeted for this year and they're just carrying it over the money to.
Well, it was actually, I think this is the second year in a row that it's been
Yeah.
postponed. Oh, yeah, so there's Chip Island Bridge and then the park maintenance 19, so there's 26 there. Total budget. But we needed some more revenues. I think the town should have more bake sales.
There you go. We could sell bumper stickers too.
There you go.
Revenues are a little frightening. Hopefully they'll go up.
What?
Revenues.
Are they down a little bit right now?
No,
or-
taxes did.
Down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But this was as of September 1st, so could have been a change.
Probably has.
We need to get more of the room and meals tax revenue.
We generate enough of it. in this
I know,
town.
I know.
It's based on population. I think Northfield gets more than we do. Considering that those tax revenues are way up this year.
What's that?
The meals and rooms tax is way up.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, if there's nothing else, I guess we can call it a night and just start going through these requests and
Is this all the requests or there's still more coming?
1, 2, 3, 4.
this is what we've got so far, right?
That's what we have so far.
Nice.
We don't send out
No, I
letters
just didn't know if
anymore.
it matched like what we had. Did we hear from everyone that we funded last year?
I don't-
No, B&A, B&A, and then I have to look and see what the other one.
But we don't remind them that it's due?
Last year you voted.
No, I get it. They should be responsible enough to.
Right, they just go to the
But what's the
website.
drop dead date?
It's already passed, it'll be in the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're not,
I mean, if it comes in this week, would you still accept it from the V&A if it came in?
but we can vote on that if you want.
I'm just curious. I mean,
Sure.
I don't have a
I
horse
don't-
in the race. I'm just curious.
I'm not, I don't feel we shouldn't consider all requests at any time, but I mean, it's just, it's nice to have it early.
And it's nice that they meet deadlines.
Right, right.
But obviously, we haven't got it from the gentleman in Lockmere, right? He should have had it in by September
Right,
as well.
yeah, typically,
I don't think he usually sends in I don't think he sends in.
That's been the problem, is he hasn't done it
He
like,
never he never has sent.
doesn't make it right.
well, I'm not sure when their board meets, so I'm not sure when their budget is confirmed. You know, I don't know much about the district.
We did this last year too. We talked about him and we all like, oh, well. And at the end, it came in at the very last minute and it wasn't what we wanted.
Well, and then we did talk to him saying, you need to get this
We did.
together, you need to
Yep.
get a computer program or something and have it ready for us. Because he doesn't understand it. He's not the one that does
No, I got that, yeah.
that.
I just don't want to get in the same position this year.
Right,
Like, you know, it's November and he hasn't, and he comes in and talks to us, but we don't really get our answers.
right.
Can somebody help him?
Well, we're
Well, there's
asking,
two other commissioners, right?
I don't even know.
It's a water district, so
Yeah,
they gotta have
there's
three.
and I think we're asking Joe Jessamine.
Joe Jessamine, I
to
believe, is one of them, or he has been in the
Oh, good.
past.
Kind of help, yeah.
And Joe would very much understand that.
Yeah,
He-
good.
You know, depends on what he's being told.
I heard grumblings about the water bill. Is that something, did something happen with our water rates in town? There was a whole bunch of grumbling on
They went
Facebook
up
about,
40%,
like, how much percent?
I think 40.
4%, was it
40,
it went up 40%?
I believe so.
No.
Yeah, they did a rate study.
It's going up everywhere.
40% is a little much, if that's
Water
true.
district members should attend the district meeting.
Water district only has 2 commissioners.
I
They
haven't
have
had
a
any bill,
board.
so I don't know, but have you?
Only have two.
I don't see
Only
it.
2 commissioners.
Who's the
40%.
commissioners there?
I don't think so. I
The
think
water
there's a
company.
little bit.
Oh, you gotta ask me.
Maybe
I have it in my car.
Is Sean Chandler?
maybe easy.
I think Sean Chandler and Arthur
Arthur
Demas.
Demas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Demas, and Scott,
Scott stepped down. He felt it was
I
a
think
conflict.
he stepped down from a lot of
Scott,
Yeah.
he actually is
things.
selling
But then
his
they
house.
had someone fill it in and
Are
then
you going to the meeting?
that person.
Scott was good. Although Scott's good at everything he does, what am I saying?
Yes, Scott's moving though, right?
Hmm?
Scott
Davis,
Davis is moving.
he's moving.
His house is on the market or it's
That's
sold.
it. I think they
Yeah,
already
they're
did.
moving to
They're
North
moving.
Carolina. From what I hear.
Yeah, they did. They had a big yard sale and the
Yeah.
house was, I think it's already sold.
He sold the company, the business.
Well, isn't that sad?
Yeah,
They're going out west, right?
A
no,
lot of
North
people are
Carolina.
moving where it's
I think,
warmer.
Lori's,
That's-
Kids
the
are down
hurricanes
there,
are
so.
really better.
Okay.
They determined I'll take the nor'easter versus the hurricane.
Me
Wasn't his
too.
brother with him at the funeral home? Was it his brother?
what's that?
Who was his partner at the funeral home?
My buddy-
He just took it over when,
Yeah, but there was another guy there for Brian's service that I think was related to Scott, isn't he?
I
It was
didn't
just
think
like-
so,
Oh.
but I'm not sure. I don't know, yeah.
It's just a look, I guess. Well, good for them. We'll get there someday. Retiring.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think I brought my light for that. Jeez.
Thank you for coming.
Mhm.
See you in a couple weeks.
Judy,
Hopefully I can hear something.
What?
I just got it in today.